Okay, so let's do one more simple for loop, and this one we will fill the screen with strawberry and watermelon slices. So I have put those emoji codes, those Unicodes, into two variables called strawberry and watermelon. And now I will dive right into the for loop. So we'll say for, and I have to come up with a name for my loop counter variable. Typically I go with little I, but I'll go with X this time just to mix it up so you don't get too used to any one thing. We'll say for X in range. And I think I'll do 2500 this time just because I'm going to be printing 2 characters per iteration of the loop. So there'll be 5,000 characters total. And in Python, we need a colon after the loop header. Again, this is the loop header. Okay, now the loop body. Again, indentation matters. I'll indent 2 spaces. Okay. And I'll do print, I'm going to put the strawberry first, and then as we saw with the pretzel example in the last video, if you want to override the new line, which we do, I don't want one big row on the, or column rather, on the left, I have to do end equals, and we'll do a space there. Okay, so then once again, indentation matters. I'm still in the loop body here. This time printing the watermelon slice, and we'll say end equals space. Whoops, space. Okay, so 2 statements in the loop body, and again, they're both indented 2 spaces, and there's no like definitive ending to the loop. It's like when you stop indenting, now you're on to the next thing and the loop has ended. So it's like the indentation is very important in Python. And that's hard for me to get used to. I'm used to having like a sandwich structure where you have the top of the loop and then the bottom of the loop is like, you know, end for, like we saw before, and, you know, the with the if statements, we had if, end if, to kind of put a final end to the thing. But Python's not like that. So anyway, let's run that. Hopefully we'll see everything, and there they all are. I don't know what happened here, but I wonder, because I'm running this is online GDB, so it's like it's running off of their server. I'm at home, and so maybe something got lost in the transmission over the internet. This might happen, so don't worry. It's nothing that you did. Let's run it again and see if it goes away. And it did. So there you have it. Okay, I think I'm going to mix this up a little bit, and let's say, why don't we go to, we're going to do 5. I'm going to put a 5 in there so we can count the characters. Okay, so not surprisingly, I have 10 characters because we're printing 2 at a time. So 2 characters times 5 iterations is 10. Now, I want to show you something here. You do have control. Oh, well, you know what? Hang on here. Let me. I'm going to comment out the body of the loop here, and I'm going to print, instead of printing a character, I'm going to print the value of X, the value of my loop counter, so we can see how X is counting actually behind the scenes. Okay, so there are my 5 iterations. And during those iterations, X takes on a values of 0 through 4. That's 5 iterations, but we start counting at 0, so we end at 4, which is fine, especially when these numbers don't matter. You don't have to worry about that. You know, it starts counting at 0. If you want more control over where it starts counting, you can put a starting value there, but here's the catch. Watch this. Okay, so intuitively I'm thinking, okay, 1 through 5. Let's see though. 1 through 4. Okay, so that's a little misleading, but what it does is, okay, X will start counting at 1, but it goes up to not including 5. Not including that end value. So if I did this 1 to 100, let's run that. Okay, X started counting at 1 just like we told it to, but he went up to and not including 100, so he stopped counting at 99. So just a weird little Python quirk. Again, if you just want 100 reps, just put 100 in there. You don't have to worry about where you're starting or ending. Just put the 100 in there and, it's a done deal. But you do have control over where your loop counter starts, but just realize that there's that weird little quirk where the end value is misleading. Okay.